Now we can play our Bolas Citadel on top. It'd be cool if you could select them all at once. And then the only card you don't really want to get rid of from your graveyard is your Thassa's Oracle, because that's our ultimate win condition most times. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing Nest of Bones, an original Sultai self-mill deck I've created that revolves around Titan's Nest, an enchantment card. There is literally limitless power within this deck. The only thing you need to be aware of is self-milling and self-killing. But if you don't do those two things and you be aware of them, you should have no trouble flexing on your opponent. As always, we're going to take a look at the deck list. We're going to break down the deck's strategies and synergies, talk about the gameplay footage with all of the plays that we run into within the meta, come full circle with our closing thoughts. So if you find any value within this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and share it to a friend. Let's get right into it. The deck starts out with two 1-drops, Merfolk Secret Keeper. This is a 0/4 with Venture Deeper and Sorcery Adventure. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into the graveyard. That's normally what we're focusing on late game. However, if it's an aggro deck, we can put the 0/4 out as a defender. On to our 2-drops, 3 copies of Thassa's Oracle. This is a 1/3. And when Thassa's Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library. When X is your devotion to blue, put up to 1 of them on the top of your library and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. If X is greater than the equal to the number of cards in your library, you win the game. So if your devotion is higher than X, then you're going to win the game, which is really, really cool. We don't have a ton of blue devotion, but that's not really what we're concerned about here. It's just the win con that we like. 3 copies of Mire Triton, a 2/1 with Death Touch. When Mire Triton enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard and you gain 2 life. 4 copies of Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid has hexproof as long as it's untapped, and you can tap to add 1 mana of any color. It's a 2/1. 3 copies of Glowspore Shaman, a 3/1. When Glowspore Shaman enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. You may put a land card from your graveyard on top of your library. 4 copies of Dryad of the Ilysian Grove, our favorite card of this deck, I think. This is very powerful. A 2/4 enchantment creature. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. 4 copies of Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. This is a 6/6, and you sacrifice it unless it's escaped. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may play a land from your hand to the battlefield. The escape cost is 4, plus exiling 5 cards from your graveyard. On to our 4-drops, we have 4 copies of Titan's Nest, an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard, exile a card from your graveyard, add colorless mana, spend this mana only to cast colorless spells without X in its mana cost. We also have Mythos of Aluna, a single copy here. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent. If Gruul mana was spent to cast this spell, instead create a token that is a copy of that permanent, except when it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control, which is cool. Acolyte of Affliction, a 2/3. When Acolyte of Affliction enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Yarok, the Desecrated, Death Touch Lifelink. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability will trigger an additional time. We have 2 copies of Bolas Citadel, an artifact. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play land cards and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its converted mana cost rather than pay its mana cost, and we can tap it to sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. The Great Henge, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. We can also tap it to add 2 green mana, gain 2 life, and whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and draw a card. These spells are accompanied by 2 islands, 3 swamps, 4 forests, 3 overgrown tombs, 2 Temple of Maladies, 3 breeding pools, 2 Temple of Mysteries, 4 Zagoth Triomes. No side deck here or sideboard. We are strictly playing best of 1 to throw our opponent off, because I think this is easily dealt with via a graveyard exile. However, I think it's pretty powerful, and the strategy you can kind of see just revolves around ramping into the Great Henge, well, really ramping into Titan's Nest, and then using Titan's Nest to ramp into things like the Great Henge and Bolas Citadel. The Great Henge provides life gain, which is really nice for all the life that we're going to be losing with Bolas Citadel. Yarok the Desecrated also has lifelink, so that's another form of life gain. And then, of course, Uro also has life gain, which is great because it triggers off of Yarok as well. So Yarok will double up your Great Henge. Yarok will double up your Uro, which is really, really cool in on itself. And then, of course, it will also double up your Acolyte of Affliction, your Glowspore Shaman, and your Thassa's Oracle and Mire Triton. So Yarok is a nuke in this deck, and it really fits well. Like, if you look even at the art of Titan's Nest and then Yarok Desecrated, it just looks so similar. We did have a couple other things in here that we felt were good before, but I think we've trimmed them. So general strategy is mill yourself, because when you are milling yourself, those cards are into the graveyard, and then you can use cards from the graveyard as mana. So if you can ramp with Paradise Druid, yes, do this. If you can't ramp with Paradise Druid, you're self-milling through the Glowspore Shaman, which is great because it puts a land on top for next turn, awesome. Or just the Mire Triton to get those lands into the graveyard, so that when you do make it to your Titan's Nest, you can immediately grab some colorless mana and hopefully ramp into a Yarok, a Bolas Citadel, or a Great Henge. We could easily trade our Mythos of Aluna for another Thassa's Oracle or another Acolyte of Affliction. However, sometimes your opponent plays really cool things, so I like to have this in there as extra spice, just in case they drop something absolutely insane on us, so we can be like, we got that too, right? Again, the deck strategy isn't really incredibly dense. Merfolk is just used for Venture Deeper. The 4 cards to your graveyard is actually quite a bit, especially if we use it twice for 8, because we're drawing so many cards that we go through our deck so quickly. So milling is not really a problem, and it just like really gets us there quite quickly if we want it. We just have to make sure that we do have our Thassa's Oracle ready to play. So this deck is pretty deadly. I feel like there should be more to it. If you can get your opponent down, you can sacrifice Bolas Citadel. You should be able to instant speed the Bolas Citadel sacrifice to play second, I'm pretty sure. But actually, no, you can't, because it would have to be on the stack. Anywho, you're going to see just how chaotic this deck is, and how weird it is to explain. That's maybe why I'm struggling with it a little bit. Play it, use a couple rounds, watch the footage, and you guys are going to come full circle, and I'm sure you're going to have a ton of recommendations for this deck. Thanks for watching. I'm Hello Good Game. I'm live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. We have daily uploads on YouTube, and then we also have a banging Discord of 1,000 members now, beginners to experts, all skill levels. It's a great place to get advice or just to share your experience for a game that we all know and love. If you want to support me financially, you can do so on Patreon, on the YouTube program, and then on Twitch. If not, just continue to pay me with your time and attention. I really appreciate that as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get into today's gameplay footage. Make sure we watch to the end so you don't miss my closing thoughts. Take care, and we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Hot off a mulligan. The hand looks really, really nice, so I think we should probably record it. So, hello, hello. Grazer in play. We see that quite often, whatever. We're able to play our Titan's Nest next turn, which is nice. Ooh, he's ramping as well. Hopefully we can use that to get our henge out early after we get a nice creature in play. If not, we just keep ramping. Whoa! There's a ramp off, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! What a world. So we only have 3, 4. Sadly. Oh no. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna keep it. That'll help us get our Great Henge in play next turn a little earlier. This can go to our graveyard. We'll use that as mana. Actually, we could have kept that, put it to the grave, and had positive value with it being in the grave. Yeah, I don't think we're too concerned with life here, so let's get that gone. That way we don't have to untap our Paradise Druid. We can tap this, play our other Druid, draw a card. Draw 2 cards, actually, because of our Yarok, so that's pretty cool. No attacks. We have our Thassa's Oracle in hand, which is our win condition. And now we're just milling. We'll play our Dryad. That allows us to cycle through land a little bit more quickly. Let's just do a mill with the Shaman. And then we can draw the land with the Growth Spiral. Actually, maybe we'll just decline it and not worry about the land. Let's just keep self-milling. Right? Because it does it twice. We're not really too concerned. And we draw a land anyways. So that's fine. Let's just main phase this. Why not? And we're going nuts, right? And then we can play our Citadel with our Titan's Nest. And that's basically going to be it. We can just play from the top of our library now. Exiling cards from our graveyard with Titan Nest for the mana. Ooh! Woof! That's game. I like it. It could be a lot worse. We have a Triumph into a Growth Spiral, into a Dryad. We could have a counterspell for all he knows. Nice. Chevel's tough. Let me see its removal. Let's keep our creatures off the field then. Oh, we get our Titan's Nest. I hate it. We have our Acolyte, though, that can bring it back at least. Let's try to grab it. So we mill ourselves, and then we get to take one. Ooh! We don't have the land for it. That's greedy of me. We have no business grabbing our Bolas Citadel before our Titan's Nest. I'm just becoming Neo in the Matrix is all. Just take it. Ugh. Thanks to our power of being the one, we got our Titan's Nest. And we can attack here, because I'm obviously not defending. LOL. So, 2 points of damage, Titan Nest in play, Bolas Citadel also in hand. We're ready to rip, right? 7 in the grave. So that's fine, right? Our Dryad makes all of our lands swamp. Right? So we can play our Dryad for 1 forest, and then it makes the other 3 lands swamps. And then we could, hopefully, if we have enough land, so we'll need to do 2, 5, which we have. I believe, right? There's 8 in our graveyard. So we could even take this if we wanted, but why bother? So this is a little bit slow. We're doing it manually just so we don't do our land wrong. Now we can play our Bolas Citadel on top. It'd be cool if you could select them all at once. And then the only card you don't really want to get rid of from your graveyard is your Thassa's Oracle. Because that's our ultimate win condition, most times. Get the land out of the way. Oh, more Dryad, that's perfect. And a Yarok, that's beautiful as well. Oh, we need to gain some life though, right? We're getting pretty low. Pretty low indeed. This all works a lot better with the Great Henge in play. That's what we're looking for. There it is. I think we need to draw that and play it organically though, right, is the thing. Ideally, Yarok survives. What would be really cool is if we could play off the top of our library without paying life and using our Titan's Nest mana. Now that would be awesome. Okay, so he's done a little bit of a mill there for 3, doing it again, so no available mana this turn. That's ideal. I don't think he's gonna attack, maybe with his Chevelle. Interesting. This needs to stay very much in our library. I need to play that. You know what I mean? We're gonna play it with our Titan's Nest though, right? Reduce that cost by 4. So every card that gets put into our grave gets used as mana. Not our Uro though, let's keep that to the side. Get our Great Henge in play. So we've got all of our required pieces, right? We can now probably just draw that land out of the way rather than playing it. We gain 2 life. Actually, sorry, 8 life from that because Uro triggers twice. Oh no, 10 life because the Henge will trigger twice as well. Yarok can go to the bottom. We don't need 2 copies of him. Land can go to the bottom, I guess, as well. I don't know. I guess maybe we should have kept the land. We could have played it into the field here without anything. But at this point, I think we can let her rip. The self-mill here goes absolutely insane. We snag some more Uros, and we'll decline because it triggers twice. And then if we wanted to land, we could take one here. But I don't think we really do. Down to 19 cards. I guess let's just continue to play from our life total. This will draw us that land out of the way. And yeah, I guess we need to draw that as well. We have 15 cards left. Let's just mill the Henge out of the way. Oh, we gotta mill that out of the way too. Have we used both of these? I guess so. We can play a creature to get it out of the way. Oh, come on. Come on! Let me do it! Alright, these are some pretty explosive rounds here, you guys. Let's see if we can duplicate a third time, or a second time, I guess it would be. We do have a lot of slow land. The groves are good though, man. We don't really need a lot of them, but the grove plus the citadel is just like, oh man, that's hot. I'm trying to find an untapped land here. Oh, we need that too though. We just can't catch a break. Too many combo pieces on the dance floor. Oh, this isn't good though. I mean, getting stomped by a top meta deck does make sense. I don't even know if we wanted that. Do we? Probably. Because we can play our Dryad, which is good anyways. It's going to be a whole little Dryad town here. We need our Titan's Nest out right away. And then we can get our Yarok and Henge out and... Y'all seen how it works already. Triggers on triggers. It's a new meta, so you can kind of get away with just weird stuff like this, which is fun.
I've got it.
Probably looking at a counterspell though. Yeah, we might need a few more basic lands. The Scry lands are so great with Yarok, though, is the thing, right? Okay, he's gonna take out our Shaman. That's fine, whatever. Because he probably has a Deafening Clarion, but it's not good enough to kill the Dryad, so he's gonna leave it and just bounce it. Yeah. Gross, bro. So he's just got us tempoed back. It's just very sad. Yeah, it still isn't, because we still need the colored mana of 1 at least. I guess he can't bounce the druid is the thing. I mean, it's not an efficient way to spend our mana, but if we play our nest, he just can bounce it. And that's sad. At least this he can't target. I don't know. A lot of shatter for a Paradise Druid. Is that worth it? Not to me. Well, maybe. So I doubt there's a shatter because of the shark. And then he pluses here, which still kind of screws us.
I've got time.
We need to land off the top. And then we could play 2 Dryads, I guess. We also remember that we need to pull Citadel at some point. He's upset. He's like, I can't play my Yorn for 5. We still have to worry about counterspells, which is like the unfortunate part of this whole equation. He does still counterspell it. Okay. I mean, it's good to eat up.
That's more like it.
So he does want to bring his Yorin in play here. No. As long as he doesn't have a land, I guess. He just wants to do it next turn, probably. Makes sense. He doesn't really have too much to bounce. Teferi totally just shut us down. As he does to most decks.
Here we go.
All right. Let's see what he does. We should be fine. Classic controlled players, like 10 minutes a turn. I don't even have this many songs in my playlist. There's so many things he can do here that make me very upset. Let's try and work a gentle Dryad in. It's all about having multiple creatures for this dumb Teferi. Ooh, an Omen too. That's hot. It's gonna be a sick bounce. He should Teferi minus his Omen, replay his Omen, and then put Yorion in the field. That would be a dinner date for two. All right, that's fine. It's kind of what we expected. Oh, that's not what we want, though. We could probably go and show ourselves out here at this point. Our opponent is taking his sweet time, learning the ins and outs of the new Jeskai control post-meta, or post-meta update, or post-bans and restrictions, I guess. Companions cost 3, Fires is gone, Agents is gone, so the deck was affected in a big way, but still, I mean, coming out with a great show, very powerful. Big ouchie, down to 8. Counterspell available? I could only imagine. So this is maybe beneficial. Yeah, 1. We have to do them all or it'll tap our Paradise Druid. And we actually need our Paradise Druid's mana because it's any color. So we can cast like our Dryad of the Grove, and then we're going to gain 2 life. I guess the Great Henge has mana as well. So that'll give us 3 available mana. So we are at least doing something. Watch him counterspell this instead. Big LOLs. Oh no, don't you dare. Okay, it hits, which is nice. Let's grab some Manaronis. Draw a card. And let's pretend he's not gonna just completely ruin the entire game for us this next turn. I need a sad filter for my webcam. Just like let people know that things aren't okay. Alright, yeah. I mean, it becomes a more complex puzzle the longer you play it. Control decks like this, the way I like to describe them, and I guess this is a great time to explain my analogy over and over again. So you play an aggro deck, and it's kind of like an autopilot plane, like you just get in there, if you imagine it, simplified if you will. You get into this cockpit, and it's like got a big old red button, and you just like, boom, press that red button. Red button, LOL. The button somehow turns sideways and you smash your opponent and your plane takes off and it lands totally perfectly. You're safe, it's fine. That's great. Then we've got like mid-range ramp decks. And then these decks, you get into the cockpit and it's like, well, there's a couple buttons here. It's like, first I have to put down some mana, and then I use a growth spiral to put down even more mana. And then I got a Paradise Druid on the field, and here's Nissa. And by doing these couple extra things, you're able to accelerate ahead of your opponent, or ahead of like a burn deck if you can get there, or a control deck. And so it's like there's a few more buttons in the cockpit, in that plane, and but it's a little bit harder to fly, right? Like if you don't have the ramp, or if you didn't press the one lever or whatever, then it's not going to work out for you. And then we have control decks like this deck, and you get into the cockpit, and it's like an F-16 or a fighter pilot, something absolutely incredible, right? That can do anything to like your opponent, can just while out on them if they don't have the same deck. And yeah, so these decks are a lot harder to play. They take a lot more time and to learn, just like the planes do. And the chance for user error is higher, though, right? Like you could imagine when you get into an aggro deck and you just press the red button and it goes, like all you're doing is attacking and it's very easy, and there's nothing you can really do to screw your own game plan up. But when you're a deck like this, even if you're misplaying a land or something, right? Pressing the wrong switch off the start, and now your plane might not take off. You could press the wrong lever or something mid-flight and just start to crash your plane. There's so many intricate buttons that do specific things within the meta, so you not only need to know your deck or your plane perfectly, you have to know what your opponent's plane is that he's piloting has, because you need to know which of your buttons you're going to need to use and when to dominate them. Like our opponent so clearly did to us right here. GG's. It has what we need, but I think the land is too light, sadly. This looks a lot better. A lot better. The Triton to mill for our nest, the druid to get the nest out early. Yeah, I don't mind this. We'll toss one druid. And then let's get our Scry in. Let's toss it for now, right? We can get land later. There's always more land in the decks. Hello. We do have to kind of pre-plan our future plays with this deck, right? It's not like something that you just top deck unless you absolutely are forced into it, but... So I was debating playing the Triome and then going slow and trying to go fast next turn, but I think we can take the risk on top decking a land. That's weird that we just grabbed that. So we're kind of forced into this, sadly. But we get the nice mill in right out of the gate. Triome down, that's nice. I don't mind that. Uro into our exile as well. Oh, he plays just Uro straight out of the gate. Nice. Uro would have been a cool top deck, admittedly. Ah, he's copying us. I doubt it, but kind of, right? Like his overall plans there. Just going wide real quick. Decline. Triton can hit. He has Death Touch. He probably doesn't want to lose his Oracle is the thing. Yeah, it's like a win condition for him. I mean, Uro hits hard, but you might need more than that. Oh, Clackbridge Troll. Really? Wow. I'd like to toss that in a sacrifice deck, right? That'd be fun. We pulled the Triumph anyway, so I'm glad we didn't take it. Let's just get that in play. Why not? Play our nest. We can get a fair attack in here for 5. Five cards in our grave. Oh, he has the Great Henge as well. What a little copycat. I mean, we don't have Clackbridge Troll. That's pretty cool. Trample Haste. Hydrocrisis. That's fun. This could get deadly if we don't combo out soon. Oh, there it is. So we can do 3 here. I don't want to do the Great Henge. That's a combo piece. And I don't want to really do Yarok either. Yeah, that'll be fine. We can at least get the land out of the way with our Oracle. On top of our library is going to be our Acolyte of Affliction. And then we can play that, right? And that's going to grab us our Great Henge. Alright. Alright. Back to our hand. Too bad it doesn't go on top of our library. That'd be fun. And yeah, this is getting sad. Not very good for us. We might have one more turn to convert, and we're getting close. Like, all we need is our Great Henge in play, and then we should be good if we can hopefully get some Grove Masters. I call them Grove Masters. Dryad of the Ilysian Grove. That's his official name. Also known as the Henge Ho. So, I mean, we're gonna have to sacrifice again. This is our last Billy Goat. Look, he's even got a little boot. Is that his boot? That's why he's chasing him. Give me my boot back! It's all about the story, you guys, right? And this is who he's trying to take the boot to sell. This guy collects boots. Give me your boots, sir. I'll give you a land. Oh, that's hot. I mean, I'm more scared of the 8/8 and 5/5 that have trample, but it's still very hot. Yeah, he's going ham. I think he's learnt about the missing piece of his combo, though, because he could go way harder. He has 22 life. He could go ham on us right now. He's down to 35. We're at 40, so he's a little ahead of us, but he did just play. Graveyard, Scryland, no thanks. Eduro. So we have to exile 4. 1. Oh, that's the first time I've ever had that happen in my whole life. We can get back into the game, that's fine. I always have people complain about this in my chat. It's like, what are you talking about? What is a Unity crash error? Please. Here I am sorting through the matrix. I'm trying to get back into the game before we lose. I've worked on some new overlays with the matrix, and we've got the anime speed lines. Oh, not that one. It's the webcam we want. There we go. We're back. We're back. Yeah. Let's just play it. I don't know, just go for it, right? I don't want to screw the game up too bad. Let's play our Uro. Draw the land out of the way, gain some life. No Yarok for the double trigger on Uro, but that's fine. Yeah, sure. We're back, we're back. Another Uro, please and thank you. Yeah. Let's start slamming through this deck quite quickly. 21 life, so we can go ham. We don't even really have to worry about it. Oh, we get rid of our Yarok there. We'll decline. We absolutely do not want to land on top. Draw that out of the way. Titan's Nest. I guess we may as well just play. Let's get our Acolyte of Affliction. There's too many triggers. There's too many triggers, boys. We gotta do one more. Let's get our Mire Triton. Let's get our Grove Master in play. We can draw that out of the way. Oh, I hate that. Let's just mill ourselves. Keep milling. More Grove, more Grove. Grove is good. We put it into our hand though. Shoot. Oh, Uro is also good. Just trying to gain this rope back. You know what I mean? We're down to 16. We'd have a Thassa on top. Land can go in. We can sack to deal a whole bunch of damage to him. We can also just play this. I don't think that's enough devotion, though. One card on top of your library. Let's go with another Grove Master. Oh! Let's just play him from our hands. One. Just going ham. Right, draw that card out of the way. Growth Spiral we can just use. Still on 17 life. Land out of the way. We'll put Mystery and scry this out of the way. Oh, the land. I hate land. That's fine. It'll get the land underneath of it into our hand. Right? Then more lands. We're down to 6. But we have both of our oracles in play, which is a bummer. Right? So that's something to keep in mind. We should have kept that Thassa. Is there any bounce effects that we could get? I guess we'll just mill ourselves. Right? Yeah, we definitely... So can we... Oh, it went to our attack phase. Shit. Let's try to bait him by killing that. And if he doesn't... Shoot. So let's take the damage. And then we need to go in full control, I think. And then we need to play this. And then tap this underneath. Right? And then we're killing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. Oh no! Twice in one game, we've been breaking it. Oh, we're never gonna make it back. We can do it. We can do it. We can defend. Maybe, I think. It's become apparent that we need Brazen Borrowers. Blast my connection. If you want to support me, you can do so on Patreon, Twitch, and on YouTube. It all just goes straight to my Wi-Fi provider. LOL. Shit, it went to the next turn, so we didn't get to do it. That's not good. Oops. So let's see if he can finish us off here. I think we taught him a thing or two, though. We could deal 10 damage. I can't believe it. I think we sacked our Citadel and didn't even do any damage. Because we didn't select enough creatures. What a world. I mean, could we just attack him? And try to finish it that way in a couple turns and not draw anymore? Let's get rid of all of our draw engines with our Bolas Citadel after the attack. Right, we have substantial damage. We should be able to deal with this. He can get 5 through flying. We don't have any reach, but... Is that really that bad? Right, and he's like totally tapping himself, which is maybe not... Like, what's he got in hand? Is he gonna, like, Finale of Devastation? I don't know. I mean, Finale of Devastation will still kill us because of the Hydroid Crisis. Very careful. Safe than sorry, right? Is Finale of Devastation an instant? Even just like a general pump spell on the Hydroid Crisis will kill us, right? Like, I think there's a couple things that he could easily do. Yeah, so the Hydroid Crisis is non-human. That takes it to 8. It's too bad we don't gain life from sacrificing. Nice. So like pretty close, right? It gives me an idea for a new deck, but without the connection issues, I think we would have maybe been able to seal the deal. Not been so rushed with the rope. Hand looks fine. I mean, I'm gonna mulligan it because it's not what I want to see and still can't escape it. But at least now I get to throw it away. Pretend it wasn't there. Like somehow that makes it better. Right? Go from 3 land down to 2. Makes sense. Scry off the top's nice. Swamp for 4 is nice, but not required. I say we just ramp first. That way if we do pull a Titan's Nest, it's no worries. Oh, you dirty dog. Let's just keep trying to ramp. We can play our Triome here, which is nice. And we do get our Titan's Nest. Very beneficial. Just looking for our Bolas Citadel now, I guess, right? And then some Dryads of the Grove. Oh! 2 of them! Yikes. Oh, it'll go on Inheritance. This is jank. Graveyard, obviously. If it's mana, it should be from our graveyard. Let's just go straight Henge. So due to our Titan's Nest, we're able just to get right into our Henge. Leaving our Uro last, right? Just because we can use him later as we continue to mill our deck. Oh, did I? Oh, we needed them all. I just did the last one auto. And yeah, we can just gain 2 life on his end step. That's going to offset his ill-gotten inheritance. Oh, we do plan on drawing a lot of cards, though. So let's just go into mill mode. We do have the Great Henge, which is a draw engine. Not the greatest. I don't think I want land. Right? It can all stay in the grave because of Titan's Nest. Let's just self-mill here. Bolas Citadel is in the grave. So we can use our Acolyte of Affliction to grab the Citadel. Or just Rider, that's fine. Right, I don't really mind that too much. Graveyard. Do we take a Yarok for the life gain? Yarok would double trigger our Henge. Let's go slow for now. And we can play our Yarok with Titan's Nest. Actually cancel. Let's just drop it by 2 right away. I always have to do it manually or I feel like it's gonna do it wrong. Just getting rid of the land, that's best. And now we can play it, which I guess is still the exact same thing. I'm the worst, I know. So we're double drawing, but we also gain twice the life. And I guess this may as well... We could cycle it for 3. Let's just play it. The nice thing with Titan's Nest and the Triomes is that you can use the colorless mana from the nest. I guess it's maybe not a colored spell. Maybe that doesn't work, actually. Oh, I actually really like that. Oh, actually, that doesn't work all that well. Now that I think that through. Our enchantments are legendary. Oh. Let's get 3 out of here. Play our Citadel. Then we can play lands into a Grove Master. Draw that land out of the way. This Acolyte will bring our Yarok back. Which is what we want for the life gain. And then we need to drop that by 2. I'm just going to assume it does it perfectly. There's one Oracle that we probably should have kept that I accidentally clicked on. Too quick. But our opponent's got no hand left, and this is basically just going to do him in here. Right, we gain more life than we lose. So, it's not really a thing. Ain't nothing but a thing. Yeah. 19 cards left. We have just one Thassa's or Merfolk Secret Keeper or Thassa's Oracle. Still looking for the other. Let's go for it. Not there. Not there. Triggers twice because Yarok. Not there. Not there. Draw the land out of the way. Then it's Triome that we also draw. Into a Paradise Druid. We will kill ourselves though if we are not careful. Let's just do a little hit and pass our turn, I think. Okay, we draw that, which is really nice. So maybe we can do it. We have 7. So as long as he doesn't just kill us here. Oh! We burned ourselves, boys. We were too greedy. So, Nest of Bones. This is going to be a deck that I continue to play with in the future and take into, I don't know, take into ranked, I think. Yeah, like, it feels good. I know that it would suffer against removal, but it's just good old-fashioned fun Magic, which is what I love. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing more jank decks like this. We have another idea of playing Dryad of the Ilysian Grove with Experimental Frenzy, which is really, really cool. Yeah, fun thing. So we could do like Steamkin, Frenzy, the Grove, and then just like a ton of red spells. Maybe, I don't know. We're gonna see. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any cool brews you want to talk about, join the Discord, share them there. We're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. You can also check out our YouTube. We have daily uploads. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, join our Discord. Thanks for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it. I feel pretty spaced out today. These intros are a mess. Thanks for watching. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Take care.